Cold open question of the week, Gary.
Yes, sir.
You win the Mega Millions jackpot tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first thing you buy or splurge on?
Ooh, good question. Oh man. Well, it would probably be a new vehicle. I'd get like
Now, would you go like balls to the wall, like something crazy, or are you getting like a loaded Toyota Camry or
okay.
something?
Yeah, I'm getting two cars, right? I'm getting
Oh, you're getting two.
the Chevy Silverado truck that I want, and then I'm gonna find that 1967
Oh, jeez.
Chevy Impala.
Now,
That's
Gary, you're thinking about buying a truck.
uh-huh.
That sounds like a Republican thing.
No, it's a
Is the metamorphosis happening?
practical thing. It's to have so that way, when want to take stuff to the dump or want to buy something that we can't just load into our two big SUVs. So, practical.
Oh, practical. You're just being practical.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha. Tonight on the Brian Lennon Show, it's episode 58.
I'm old. You can't
Gary,
just
you were
step on me like
you
that.
were you were given a little start because all of a sudden, like the kid behind the curtain in Three Men and a Baby, all of a sudden behind me appears this 8-year-old little boy named Bernard.
Put my head down for 2 seconds and he just appears out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, you know where he's supposed to be.
Oh, I'm assuming bed.
Yes, he should be upstairs in his bed. He was sent there probably about 10 minutes ago, maybe 15 at this point, and yet he magically somehow ends up over my shoulder.
Yeah,
Hello, Bernard.
sounds about right.
Do you have something you want to say to Gary? All right. Well, that's not good for a podcast when a kid just stands there silent. So, all right. So we're gonna move on. So, Gary, you're buying the cars, the vehicles.
Yeah, I mean that'll be main things. Well, I mean besides paying off this house, maybe putting the addition on that we talked about.
Would you see? We've talked about this, like, you know, heaven forbid we won the jackpot here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Jill would let us get rid of this house,
Yeah.
but at the same time,
So
I don't know if
that was always one of our things that we talked about if we ever won was, do we get rid of the house? I mean, this is before we even had the pool and everything. So like it was like, okay, well, so maybe we keep this house, get ourselves something bigger, and then this house is used for like when family come down or something like that, or we rent it out. We just
It would be nice, yeah.
or we still keep it and then we buy another house somewhere else, like in out of state, and then like do like your winters here in Florida, like everybody else, and then summer.
You would definitely buy something up here, wouldn't you?
Probably, yeah, because I'd be visiting a lot more.
Right.
Now, whether it would be because the other talk about was getting a house up near like Foxborough, and so that way then I can go to all the games, and then just. But then of course it's like almost like opposite. It's like now doing summers in Florida and winters in cold weather. So it didn't quite make any sense, but I figured I'm like, I mean, you get that much money, shoot, you just get another little house up there, and you just spend a couple weeks up that way, go to every game.
I know I've heard stories where a lot of these people who win these jackpots blow through the money lickety split. They end up, claiming bankruptcy.
Oh yeah.
And that to me would be the challenge, is to not go, overboard, balls to the wall
Yeah.
right away.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely would take a good chunk of that and invest it somewhere, so it's just, so it's still making money. And then just like I said, it's more of the take care of all the bills, so you have no bills, and then get like the little necessity thing, like the extra car, or get rid of the one car. I mean, he's gonna be driving soon too, so it's things like that. Other than that, it would be, and then just small little things like.
Now, would you quit your job?
So with the
or
very
or would you
large,
maybe try to start your own business?
well, very large jackpot like that, yeah, definitely. That one of the other things I would do is definitely start my brewery, maybe a couple, you know, um, just go right into that. But
Would-
I don't know if I would. It's hard. I mean, if it's the jackpot that it is now, I mean, you're still figuring you're still going to come out with 100 and some million dollars. So I'm like, there's a good possibility. Yeah, I probably won't work anymore, or I would just open up the brewery and just do that. Or I would just say, hey, listen, I'll work for a little while, but I'm going to remotely work going forward. And
Yeah, that would be the nice thing is to if you won, the jackpot tonight, you'd have probably over 500 million. If you took the lump sum,
yep,
is that kind of they call it like FU money, right?
yeah,
Like I'll work, but I'm working from home,
yeah,
and I'm working 3 days a week,
yep.
and I'm working from 9 to 12.
Mhm.
Oh, you don't like that? Well, you know what I'm saying?
Find someone else.
I told my boss today. I said I'll at least call tomorrow to let you know I'm not coming in.
See, my problem is I buy tickets, and then like 3, 4 weeks later, I'm like, oh shoot, I probably should check that ticket. I never check it now unless I hear someone won and it's like somewhere in Florida. Then I'm like, oh shoot, hurry up, I have to check my. But
Yeah.
if I hear someone's won somewhere else, and I'm like, I don't even check. I mean, it could be $1 million, and I'm like, whatever. It'll sit there for weeks before I.
Well, I bought my ticket tonight,
Okay.
and I made a special trip up to the location I used to work at
Okay.
because I thought that'll be a better story.
Yeah.
Is when the guy who wins the $1 billion jackpot buys the tickets where he used to work.
Yeah. Well, I got mine across the street from where I work now, and I guess they just the Powerball one. I think someone won $1 million from that place. So of course it's probably now wasted. Probably should have went somewhere else. But it'd be nice. It would be nice. It's nice to dream.
Yes, it is. It always is fun to
Mhm.
think about what you would do with you know
Oh, yeah.
all that money.
I mean, like I said, a few million would I'd be good. You know, do the things I want to do, and that'll be it. I don't ask for anything.
um, did you go to the movies, Gary, this week?
I have not gone to the movies. No.
So you have not partaken in the Barbenheimer.
Nope. Last movie
Okay.
I went was The Flash.
Now, did I go see Oppenheimer since we've talked? I believe since
Uh,
our last podcast.
you went last
We
Wednesday.
went on Wednesday night. Yes.
It was after our last podcast. Yeah.
Okay. Um, Oppenheimer, very good.
Okay. I heard it's a little long.
Really, it was long, but it doesn't feel very long. It moves along at a good pace, I thought. It was very interesting, Gary, because especially in light of the pandemic and kind of the scientists, coming to the forefront
Yeah.
during the COVID pandemic. In particular, obviously, Dr. Fauci. With Oppenheimer, it really explores more of his kind of like personal struggles and sort of the repercussions. About a third of the movie deals with the aftermath of the atomic bomb. And it happens that the government, and we don't really learn this in school, high school.
Yeah.
The government kind of eventually turns against Robert Oppenheimer, because he has some ties to communists. His brother, and he had attended some parties or rallies where other communists were, and so the government kind of turns their back against him and excludes him.
That sounds about right.
And I'm watching it. I'm like, this is kind of similar to what the scientists have gone through with the COVID
Mm-hmm.
pandemic. Because at first, uh, Dr. Fauci was on the news, geez, every 2 hours or so with
Yep.
updates, and America was kind of looking to these scientists as the end all be all, sort of these heroes.
Yep.
And slowly but steadily, a large majority of people kind of turned against the scientists.
Mm-hmm.
And, for me, that was kind of an interesting aspect of the movie.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I probably won't go see it, but I might see it. Pops up on my cable.
Where do you stand, Gary, with like scientists and the medical field as it relates to COVID and the pandemic?
I mean, you gotta give them some props there. I mean, you get this disease that comes out of this virus that comes out of nowhere. Well, I mean, I guess they did kind of know about it, but I mean, you got to give them, working around the clock, trying to find a way of curing it or slowing it down. So, I mean, if we didn't have any science, you think about way back before there was like true medicine and science and all that stuff, just the stuff that people had to go through. I mean, you get a sniffle now, and you just pop some pills and you're good to go. But back then, you got a sniffle, you're probably dead. That was it. So, I mean, you got to give it to them that they're, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're doing their job. They're creating these vaccines, and I mean, I know some of them are probably. I mean, you think about like the commercials you watch, and all the side effects that some of this weird crap has when you're taking this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's probably not the greatest stuff to be putting in your body. Some of these things, but I mean, they do help to an extent, I guess you could say. But I don't know. I mean, I think if we didn't have the science and the medicine, we wouldn't be living as long as we are now. So,
Yeah, I just think it's interesting how we, and it's happened a few times where we put these scientists up on a pedestal. I mean, if you think about what Oppenheimer ultimately created,
mm-hmm.
It's the ultimate weapon of mass destruction.
Yep.
And then over the next 70 years we've just kind of expounded on that and made it worse, so that we kind of are at this petrified state where we're like, we live under this constant threat of this bomb that he created 70 years ago.
So I guess it goes both ways. There's your good science, and then there's your bad science, where all of a sudden you make something, you think you're making it for good, but then it turns out it gets turned into something else, and then now it's more frightening. I mean, that's the same thing with a lot of these diseases that they're. I mean,
well, even COVID itself, if it was part of this experiment in a bat lab in Wuhan, and it gets out and, kills millions of people all over the world.
Part where I know it's like they always say they're creating these things to help fight something else. but that's just what they tell people because they don't want to tell them. Oh no, we're making this stuff to see what happens, and use it as a weapon somewhere down the line. That's all they're doing this stuff for. They're not trying to fight cancer. They're trying to make a disease to kill off people. But then the problem is then they don't think when they're doing all this crap, and then all of a sudden it gets out, and now it's like, oh well, shoot, we created this, but then we didn't do anything to fight back against it.
Yeah, and the other problem is all of the giant pharmaceutical companies.
Oh,
But Gary, you and I are not scientists or medical experts, so we should maybe
that's true.
move on.
That's an
But
opinion.
it's just our opinion. We don't want to get flagged or something.
Yeah.
Let's see, Gary. This is like one of my busiest weeks of the year.
Okay.
And I'll say it started on Sunday. Gary, I'd like to introduce you to someone very special.
Oh.
Sarah Beth the cat.
Oh, hello. He's even saying hello. Hello, hello.
So that is Sarah Beth.
Oh.
Making her debut appearance on the podcast and the YouTube page. So if anyone wants to see what the cat looks like,
there we go.
Feel free to jump on the YouTube page.
Perfect.
So Sunday, the Taxmen, which is a Beatles tribute album or tribute band, was playing a free concert at Nay Aug Park.
Okay, I did see you were.
Now I had tried to go see the Taxmen at, I believe, the River Street Jazz Cafe in Wilkes-Barre.
Okay.
We know how that ended. No one wanted to go with me, blah, blah, blah. So I dragged Bernard to the concert on Sunday. Sunday was a beautiful day here. We've had, like, last week we had a heat wave.
Yeah.
Sunday it broke. It was like a beautiful fall weekend Saturday, like, a little chill in the air, about 70 degrees. It was perfect.
I wish.
So we went to go see the Taxmen. They were very good. I enjoyed it. They played a lot of like older Beatles stuff, which I feel like most tribute bands I've seen don't play some of the more experimental stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, he whined and carried on for probably about a half hour till I sent him on a mission to find 5 rocks and 5 sticks and 5 leaves. And
perfect.
Yeah. So, but we were there for about an hour and then we left when they took their intermission. And then Sunday I went, Joey and I played 9 holes at Pine Hills.
Okay.
Because we have the Chris Lewis Memorial Golf Tournament coming up on Saturday.
Is it this week? Okay.
Morning. And Joey and I haven't golfed in probably over a month already. But I hit the ball nice. I hit the ball well.
Okay.
So that's good.
Who are you? Who else are you playing with?
Gary, you think I can find 2 other people who want to play golf with me?
Oh, so it's just the 2 of you?
Seriously?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I just seen who was it? Was posted something out there saying, "Hey, if you need, he'd play."
I think Eddie Mullaney.
Eddie Mullaney. That's what it was. Yeah.
I might reach out to him and see if he's signed up or not. Because I guess they dropped off, members of that tournament dropped off some gift prizes for Jill's fishing derby that she has. And I don't know who she was talking to, but she said basically Joey and I would each get an extra shot.
Oh, okay.
So we would get to hit 2 shots.
Yeah.
For every hole.
That way it keeps the 4. Okay.
I said, well, I'd rather have someone who's better at golf
exactly
hit 1 shot than me and him hit 2 shots each.
Exactly.
But we'll see.
Yeah, you know what? One of these years, I gotta call for it. I know it's always around August, and then I forget about it, and then always something else comes up, and it's like
it's the first Saturday in August. Come up, it's your birthday weekend, and
I know.
We could have a slammer now.
I know. Maybe next. You know what? Maybe next year. Definitely. I'll put it in my thing to be try to make it up for next year's.
Yeah.
I mean, now that I'm like, yeah, because I mean, I could probably finagle a long weekend, or I could work remotely for a couple days or whatever. So
Yeah.
I'll have to work on that. But yeah, definitely, I gotta come up for that.
So I have that on Saturday. Tomorrow, or well, Thursday, it's Dixon Days here in Dixon City.
Okay.
So Thursday, I helped the church prepare the potato pancake mix. Our friend JM from Oliphant will be joining us.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Thursday night, there's a Michael Jackson tribute at Party on the Patio.
Oh, okay. I kept seeing you say MJ, but I wasn't sure if it was. I was like, well, it's gotta be Michael Jackson, or it could be Michael Jordan, could be just some other random something. So,
Now, Jill has invited people, and they have agreed to come.
oh, well, see, so maybe you should have her ask people, and then.
That's what I'm saying. So I believe Holly is coming.
Oh,
I
jeez.
believe Lisa is coming.
Oh, wow.
Joey is coming, obviously. And I think some of Joey's friends are coming that I know.
Okay.
So we should have fun there.
Nice. Nice.
And then Friday, I work the potato pancake stand,
Oh, okay.
sweating under the tent
Oh, yeah.
by the oven or the fryer,
Hmm.
making the potato pancakes for about 5 hours, from 5 to 10.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. And then Sunday, the fun continues. You and I are going to be guests on That's Enough Out of You podcast.
Uh-huh. Yep.
They've been on our podcast, and now we're returning the favor, and we're going to be on their podcast.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Now, have you given thought about their topic that we're going to be discussing?
A little bit. I'm still working on that.
Okay, you better have your answer. Like, you can't.
I know.
Okay.
Bring it. Yeah, no. I'll have it.
So, anyone who this will probably not air till September or something. They're like a month ahead of schedule. But the podcast is called That's Enough Out of You. Now they have historians, doctors, authors. So the bar is kind of high, Gary. We have to really bring our game to the podcast.
We'll be good.
All right.
This is our first rodeo.
It's not our first row. It's not our first podcast that we've been on either.
No,
so.
it's not.
Other than ours, you know.
Yeah, no, I've my week's not too busy. Well, this past Saturday we went to Comic-Con. So that was
in Tampa?
Yeah, in Tampa. It was interesting.
Okay.
Got a lot of so busy, but there was a lot of costumes and
a lot of cosplay.
Oh yeah, there was quite a bit.
Any particular ones that stand out to you, Gary, that you might? Did you take any pictures?
No, we didn't take it. You know, that was funny is we didn't take any pictures. We walked around and we went specifically because she wanted to get an autograph in the photo with Mark Sheppard, who was on Supernatural. He's been on a whole bunch of stuff. X-Files, Firefly. He's on Doom Patrol now. But she wanted to get him because he was on a whole bunch of episodes of Supernatural, and he was one of them that was never at the Supernatural convention. So he just happened to be at this one, and great guy. I mean, I actually jumped in on the picture with her.
A great guy.
Great guy. And I had my one fedora on. He was walking up. He's like, all right, come on, silly guy with the hat. And then he's like, no, seriously. He goes, I really like the hat. And I'm like, oh, well, thank you. So, but his British accent. I get the British accent out there. And then she got his autograph and all that. And like I said, we walked around, bought a bunch of stuff. And I mean, it was a good day. It was a long day. I mean, we left at like 9 in the morning and get home till about 9 at night. So.
Now tell me about some of the cosplay.
Yeah,
the ones that stood out to you.
You know, what's funny is there was a lot of like the same ones like I remember seeing before. But then it was fun. There was an older couple. Well, actually, there was a lot of older couples, but there's one set.
Older than you and Sharon and
Oh,
Shannon.
yeah. Like they're probably in their 60s, 70s. They
Oh,
were
okay.
both dressed up like Indiana Jones, so that was funny.
The two of them.
The two of them, both of them, the husband. Then we had another older couple that I seen. He was dressed up as the Tiger King, and she was dressed up as Carol Baskin. So that was funny to see those two walking around. Then there was, I mean, a lot of the usuals that you see. Your Jokers and. But then there's a lot of the random ones. I have no idea what they are. So they got to be like anime characters. There was one girl there in I guess it's I don't know if it's a video game or cartoon or whatever. Fright Nights at Freddy's. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
It's
Should I?
I have no idea. It's some weird, I think, game or show or whatever it is. But the girl was in like this big, giant costume. And it looked like a bear, but it was a big plastic head. And as she talked, the mouth opened. But she must have had like a microphone on, so like as she was talking, you could hear like it was like she would talk, and it sounded like she was like on a microphone, so it was like coming out of the thing. That was pretty cool. A lot of like Mandalorians and Star Wars characters. A lot of people dressed up like Kirk walking around with their yellow.
Now, did you and Shannon dress up?
So no, I had just my.
Had a fedora on.
I had my fedora on, but then I had my T-shirt, my T-Turtle T-shirt, which are T-shirts that we enjoy to buy. They're like almost their cartoony character, but like they'll like drawn on. So like mine was the Mandalorian and Grogu. So it was. You've probably seen. I've worn it a couple times, so you might see pictures or whatever. And then she had her Supernatural shirt on. So. But yeah, no, I mean, no, we didn't get dressed. I don't.
Were there any outstanding costumes? If you know what I mean.
Yeah. You know what? Not as many as there used to be. There wasn't a whole lot this time. There was a couple, but nothing like that. Where it's like, oh, I need a picture. No. That's. I think that's probably why I didn't take any pictures because I'm like, a lot of these are just kind of boring, like just whatever. So, but no, I mean, like I said, it was.
Yeah. Do you have a picture of you with this Mark Sheppard that you could send me for me to include in the Substack?
Yeah, I could take one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, it's probably in the house somewhere, but
yeah, that'll help.
Yeah. But yeah, that was basically it on Saturday and Sunday. We didn't do anything. We just sat around the house all day.
Now, did Colin go to?
He did
Comic-Con.
Yep. Him and his lady friend that he.
Ooh, what is this?
He's always on the phone with us. So the former principal that I used to work with, that we went to Ireland with.
Yes.
His daughters went to Ireland, so the two of them hung out the entire trip. So now they've just continued talking, but they live like an hour, almost over an hour away from us. Up north a little bit, so.
What, Pasco?
Yeah, up in that general area. Yeah, up in Brooksville. So they're up that way. So, but he's always on he plays video games with her and her brother and her sisters and stuff like that. So, and they were always on the phone. So yeah, so she came down and hung out with them. So
she came down like by herself to go with you guys?
Yeah, well, we met her father. Met halfway, and then. We just took her down with us, so she can hang out with him.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I mean,
Colin's growing up, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we had a good time, and then, like I said, this week I don't really. Well, we joined a gym.
Oh, who's we?
All right, so because Colin's into football now, his friend,
that's right.
Q was like, oh, Colin's way too skinny. He's too he needs to bulk up a little bit. So he joined this gym. So he wanted Colin to join. So we went down. I told Shannon, I'm like, well, why don't you join the gym too? You've been wanting to, get into shape or do something like, just something. Well, she was like, she wants more energy and stuff like that. And so I'm like, well, why don't you join too? She's like, well, we'll all join. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. So we all went to join. But then, so we got Colin the basic package because he doesn't need all the stuff. It's just the main stuff he needs to work on. And the package Shannon got was, it's more of a VIP package. So, but she could bring one person all the time. So we were like, well, I don't need to join then. I'll just come with you. So that's what we did. So basically, I can get out of it whenever I want. And so, but we went last. Actually, I think it was last Wednesday. We went.
So you're going once a week?
Well, I lasted about 30 minutes, 15 minutes on the treadmill, and then my back was starting to hurt. So then I stopped. I got off the treadmill. Felt like I was still on the treadmill. I was like, I couldn't get my bearings. I feel like my legs are just still going. And then she's like, well, let's get on these ellipticals. I'm like, well, my back was killing me on the damn treadmill. I'm like, you want me to stand on the elliptical? So I was like, I got on that for like maybe 2 minutes. I was like, okay, no. I'm like, I'm going over to that little bike over there that has the back seat, and I'm going to sit on that thing. So I did that for 15 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm like, I feel skinny, so I'm finished. So that was my 30 minutes of ice. But the thing is, I think I have to work my way up because of my back. So I have to work my way. So I feel I'm like, okay, next time I go, maybe I'll do 45 minutes and then work my way up to an hour. But that was the last time I went. She's been there now. She went tonight. She went last night. She went last Friday to meet up with like a trainer. And then so but Colin started now. His practices are going longer now. He's going at 4 and staying till 8.
So he's already started football practice.
Oh yeah. This week, yesterday was the first day with helmets, and then today I forget what today was, and then they'll start. They'll do upper pads.
Now, is he just kicking?
Yes.
Like, do they allow a kid to just join and be the kicker?
Well,
or does he have to go through all the drills?
Oh no, he still has to go. He still has to go to the workouts and all that stuff, but he doesn't have to do. From what I've been told,
what I'm saying is, does he have to get hit?
No, I don't think so. So I think there is a special teams unit. He's not the only kicker. There's at least 2 other kids, I think he said, that are there too. So I don't know, because what they do is they have one kid who kicks off, but doesn't do anything else, and then you got, I guess, your kicker, and then there must be someone that does maybe the punting too. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I really have no idea what's going on. Like, he doesn't really.
And he's going into his sophomore year.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And does he have a number yet?
I don't think so. I think they just give them jerseys. I don't even know if they give them specific, like they choose or whatever. They just whatever they got. I think. I like I said, this is his first time ever doing this.
It's all new to you.
It's all new to me, but yeah. So he's just started doing all that, and we'll see what happens. He'll probably be just on JV for now. I think. Yeah. Well, they said what happens is they do JV. They only have so many games, and then once the JV games are over, they make all the kids that played on JV come out to all the varsity games, and then they just, you might play, you might not play.
Now, how far do because around there it's pretty heavily populated. How far do those schools travel for a football game?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know about this one, like where they go. I know what the old school that we were at, they were traveling to Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
But that was because they were trying to find people to play.
Right.
So it's just like they'll just go all over. But
I'm saying the public schools probably just play all within.
Orlando possibly might be the farthest. Other than that, I think it's all like just schools that are locally here. So
yeah.
But yeah, because I know the first.
Well, that's something we'll have to keep our eyes on and follow that along this year.
It'll be interesting. Yeah.
If there's any fundraisers, or like apparel or anything, make sure you let this guy know. Oh, yeah, so I get my PP shirt.
Yeah. I know that stuff.
All right. Well, lots of new developments there for the McDaniels with.
So yeah, so probably do gym tomorrow. Won't do
So
it.
you are going to go back.
I'm going out on Thursday, so yeah. Oh yeah, I'll go back. Like I said,
So you'll burn it. Now, how was the scenery at the gym? I'm assuming down in Florida. Is this a private gym or is it like a Planet Fitness?
no, it's called Amped.
Ooh,
So right now it's only in Florida, and I believe they said Alabama. So that's it. So it's only gotten that far. So it's not like a huge, yeah, like a Planet Fitness or like a
huge.
Gold. Huge. It's huge. But I mean, it's a nice. I mean, the place is nice. I mean, they have like with the VIP pass that she got, they have like tanning beds you could use. They have a hydro bed, which is what I'm really looking forward to because I loved that when I used to go to the chiropractor. Just lay on that thing and let the water it, go up and
Puts
down.
you right to sleep.
Oh my god! Oh, always. It never was long enough. I was like, ugh. So, but and then they have like other things. Like she wanted to do like tonight. She was gonna go, but she wasn't feeling all that great. They had like a yoga class going on, so she was gonna go do that. But so yeah, I mean it's not. I mean they've got a lot of nice equipment. Um, they have one of those sled things too that you push, and then
Hmm.
they're the only places in the area that has something like that. So
So it's possible you may not even recognize Shannon in 3 months.
but, yeah, it's a good possibility. Yeah.
Yeah. Be like having a new wife or something.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. So
Perfect.
upgraded. No, yeah. So, well, that was the other thing too, because I went out on Saturday after. That was one of the things after we left the Comic Con. We went to the mall because I wanted to try to see if I could find a suit. But of course, everything's those stupid slim fit stuff, and
Hmm.
I couldn't. Like, there was a couple coats I couldn't even get. I was like, this sucks. It's always the ones I like, and I'm like, they don't have my size, so it's like, dang it. Shrink myself down a little bit so I can squeeze myself into something.
All right. Oh, the other thing this week, Gary, SummerSlam is on Saturday,
Hmm, okay.
live from Detroit,
Nothing going on Saturday as of right now, so I might have to try to
Ford Field.
watch that. I don't know what's going on anymore, but
I watched. They had a Great American Bash on Sunday night for the NXT brand,
okay.
and all the matches were very entertaining. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't like expecting much.
Yeah.
I just kind of put it on to see what was happening, and I ended up watching like probably the last three matches, including a match, one of the women's matches for the women's NXT championship. Tiffany Stratton versus some other girl whose name I can't remember. But the girl whose name I can't remember, she was only 19. She's only 19 years old,
Oh, jeez.
and this Tiffany Stratton is 24.
Oh,
And they were saying it's the youngest women's championship match in like the history of the WWE,
yeah. Wow.
which makes me feel that much older
Uh huh. Yeah.
because my son is older than one of the combatants. So
Besides that,
actually, my son and
we
daughter.
were watching championship matches. They were all like probably in their late 30s, 40s wrestling still.
Oh yeah.
Got all these young birds
Well,
coming in.
Fabulous Moolah wrestled. She was probably 50 when we were watching
Yeah.
her in the
Exactly.
80s. She was like our grandmother.
Yeah. Or who was the other one? May.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I, I can't think of her
Oh.
name.
Yeah. I could picture her right now, but I just dang. Oh man, what the hell's her name? May Young.
Mae Young.
May
That's
Young.
correct.
That's it. Get it.
All right, Gary. We had two losses this week.
Yeah, I know.
Uh, I think it was yesterday, Monday. It was
Yeah.
announced that Pee Wee Herman, also known as Paul Rubens,
Yep.
passed away on Sunday, I believe. He had a battle with cancer that he lost.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
He was 70 years old.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either. Didn't know he was that old.
He's sort of that. He'll forever be like a kid, or
Yeah, because he didn't even look like he didn't look. It was always weird too seeing him in other like movies that he like wasn't portraying like that Pee Wee character, and it was just like you're like looking at it and you're like, no, oh my god, that is him. I'm like, oh my god, it's Pee Wee Herman, but he looks completely different. But yeah, he's another one who never looked like he was getting any older. That's why when I read that he was 70, I was like, no, I'm like they gotta be wrong. Is it something wrong there? I'm like, there's no way he was.
the coolest tribute I saw for him was Ryan Meekum, who's been on our old podcast. He's the guy who wrote the haikus.
Yeah.
I believe it was him. Posted it was a red bow tie.
Yeah.
With the years of his life.
Oh.
I thought that was like the coolest tribute I've seen of Pee Wee Herman to date. Now, Pee Wee obviously gained a lot of notoriety. And Gary, if we had a podcast in 1991, he probably would have been part of the news of the weird, because he was arrested in 1991 when he was caught masturbating in a Sarasota, Florida movie theater. Do you remember when that happened?
I remember. Yeah, I remember it. Yeah, on the news. Mm-hmm.
And that kind of put him in the.
Yeah, because he was he was kind of like out of. He wasn't really. The Pee Wee stuff was already kind of fading away. I think at that time, you didn't really hear about and that was the thing is, all you would hear is like, oh, Paul Rubin, and you're like, who the hell is Paul Rubin? And then when like, oh, Paul Rubin who plays Pee Wee, I was like, oh my god, Pee Wee Herman. I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah, and then you remember, like, I remember his mugshot because he was always Pee Wee Herman. Like,
oh yeah,
you never saw him out of the Pee Wee Herman character. And then you see this, he had 5 o'clock shadow. His hair was a mess. I think his hair was gray, and you're like, oh, that's Pee Wee Herman.
That's what I said. When he played in those other shows, it was always weird because he just didn't. I remember him. He was in the Buffy movie. He played a vampire, one of the bad vampire guys. I was like, oh my god, that's Pee Wee Herman.
Now, were you a Pee Wee Herman fan? Like, did you watch his television series? Did you watch? See, I wasn't really a huge Pee Wee Herman fan.
I watched it a lot. Yeah, I did.
Now, I used to be able to do a Pee Wee Herman impression.
Oh.
But since I've gotten older, my voice has grown deeper. It's a little bit harder for me to do it. But Gary, I want to offer you the floor if you have a Pee Wee Herman impression.
I don't think I've ever. Oh, hello, kids. Oh no! Oh my god, that was bad. I'm trying to think of how.
Hey everybody!
Hey everybody! Yeah, but no. I mean, besides his show, I watched all of his movies. You know, Big Adventure, Big Top One. Yeah, I loved all those things.
And then well, let's go on to this. So then, Gary, on my, he's chugging that one. Finish it, Gary.
Oh.
I look up and your head is tilted back and you're like balancing a can of beer on your face. Staying along the 1990s theme. Today on Facebook, my memory came up.
Yeah.
And it's a picture of our friend. I shared it in our chat, our text chain. Our friend Lisa.
Oh yeah, okay.
From a party at your house at the old Lincoln Ave.
When did? Oh, you know what? Because when my thing opened up, all I was it popped up to the last one. I never went up to the top. All I seen was Sesame Street.
Oh,
but I do see it now. Yes, I do. I do remember that one.
And so I was kind of because you'll see on Facebook they'll show like what a '90s living room looked like,
Oh,
but what kids these days think the '90s houses looked like. So I was looking at the picture in some detail, kind of really looking at it, taking it in,
yeah.
almost like it was a work of art, Gary. And obviously, the subject is our friend Lisa, who is laying on the floor.
Uh-huh.
Um, it doesn't appear to be, but she is hiding from the cops.
Yes. That's yep.
And then right next to her, there's a pile of shoes,
Yeah.
and there appears to be a rollerblade,
There is a set of rollerblades, yes.
which is, if you think of anything like the '90s, like, oh, it's got to be rollerblades. Also behind her, there's like probably a puke bucket.
Mm-hmm. It must have been someone
Um,
else that was probably laying on the couch, or maybe that's where she started and somehow
Possibly.
ended up. My God, I remember those lamps too. Oh,
That was the other thing too, is the lamps still have like the
plastic.
factory plastic wrapped on the shade.
They do.
Donna was taking care of these
I don't think
lamps.
we never took the damn things off.
No dust was going to get on those lampshades.
It's so weird because I don't like I'm looking at this picture and I'm like I remember the lamp, but I don't remember that furniture. Like I thought we always had those other.
I don't remember that furniture either.
I don't either. That's why I was throwing off. I'm like, is this even my house? But I'm like, those
And
lamps.
then you also have like the outdoor furniture inside. There's plastic chairs that seem to be stacked on one another.
Yeah, I don't know why they were in there.
And then there's also like a Wilson. I'm going to assume it's a Wilson volleyball, like outdoor set.
Mm-hmm.
There's a box there that
Yep.
appears to be inside as well.
Yeah. What? When did they sit? When did they? When? Oh my God. Take two. When did that picture say it was from?
It doesn't say.
Well,
But this is probably
it's got to be either
96
90. Yeah, it was either going to be
or 95, 96
late.
probably.
Well, let's see. We got together around April of '95, so it would either be late '95 or '96 because then we left to go to state college. So,
Yeah.
well, if I'm having if there was people there, we were having a party. It was probably summer because
Yeah, it's summer
that's
because
when they always went on vacation, and then I just took over the house.
yeah, and Lisa's wearing shorts.
So I'm going to say that's late '95.
Now the one thing that's kind of timeless in this picture is the red Solo cup,
Yeah,
which there's a number of them on the end tables.
those things.
And I can't tell, Gary, but on the end table there,
Forever.
is that a phone cord? Did you have a phone on that end table?
Yep. I can see it. Yep.
Okay. So
Right
that's
behind that
another
wall,
thing
there's
that kind of
probably
dates the picture.
a phone. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, dates the picture. I mean, look at the wood paneling on the walls, the
The
ungodly
furniture.
orange carpet. What in God's name?
Yeah.
Curtains that don't even look like they match anything. What kind of house was my mother running there? What the hell?
She's
Yay,
she was on vacation.
yeah, guess so. But yeah, that's so funny. That whole pile of just random shoes. Like I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that looks like that might be like a Air Jordan, the high top sneaker.
that's what I was trying to look at, but I can't tell. It's either that or a Reebok or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
But
is
definitely has like a 90s feel to that.
so weird. Oh my God, that is so. Yeah. Ooh boy. Oh yeah, that's
Huh.
late '90s action going on right there.
Yep. And then Gary, one other death we had was and I'm not familiar with them, but you might be. Angus Cloud from the series Euphoria.
So no, I seen that pop up, but I have no idea who he was. I've never watched Euphoria. I know of the show, but I've just never watched it.
So you never watched it.
No.
It looks interesting. I might actually try to watch it.
I've I thought because that's the one with Zendaya and stuff like that, right, on HBO.
I
Yeah,
guess, yeah.
I've heard it was pretty good. It's
I,
more
I
of like
think
your
Lucy's watched it.
yeah. It's like it deals with a lot of like high school like situations, drugs, sex, things like that. So,
Hmm.
but
So we'll definitely watch this.
yeah, probably.
um, I was reading a story about how Angus Cloud kind of was discovered.
Okay.
He was spotted by a talent scout or like talent agent. I think it was a scout on the street in Brooklyn one evening, I believe. And this woman was looking for an actor for this role,
Yeah.
and he just kind of struck her as what the character would look like, approached him and his friend. He thought he was being scammed,
Yeah.
but she gave him like the number of the person he had to contact
Yeah.
for the audition. He texted that person like the next day and set it up and read for the part. I don't think he had any acting experience,
Oh, wow.
and you know,
What I didn't
seemed
read. What did they say he died of?
I don't I don't know. I don't know if it's been disclosed yet. But apparently he had just lost his father maybe a few weeks ago,
Oh, jeez.
and I guess he took that loss very hard. So I think it was disclosed that he had issues with mental health.
Mm,
So that might have played a factor in it. So
yeah. Oh,
all right, Gary, you have
you
everyone's
bet.
favorite part of the show.
You betcha.
And now it's time for news of the weird with your host, Gary McDaniel.
All right.
And we go live to the Tampa newsroom with Gary McDaniel. Gary, what's news?
All right. In summer heat, bear spotted in Southern California backyard jacuzzi. Burbank, California. With the summer heat wave in full swing in Southern California, a backyard pool is a tempting place to take a dip, even for a bear. Police in the city of Burbank responded to a report of a bear sighting in a residential neighborhood and found the animal sitting in a jacuzzi behind one of the homes. After a short dip, the bear climbed over a wall and headed to a tree behind the home, police said in a statement Friday. Police released a video of the animal in the neighborhood, which is about 10 miles north of Los Angeles and near Verdugo Mountains. The Burbank police have issued warnings for residents to avoid bears and to keep all garbage and food locked up to discourage bears from coming to their residence. And we got a nice little a nice little picture of this bear where he's just chilling out. Oh yeah, there he is, just
Oh,
sitting there
nice.
waiting for the server to come over to get
Looks
him a
very
cocktail.
content.
He's just chilling out.
Now, when a bear goes in the pool, it's news of the weird.
Hmm.
When I go bear in the pool, it's just called skinny dipping.
Yeah, exactly. That's uh, so true. So true. Oh, but yeah, that's nice. He just oh, but it looked like a young bear too, so he's probably barely legal.
Ooh.
Gotta throw a little something, something in there too. All right, and to stick with a little theme here, we're gonna rock with the animals again. Avid search for missing Texas rodeo goat, bringing residents of a small rural county together. Raymondville, Texas. First there was Gone Girl, now there is Gone Goat. The search for a rodeo goat that has been missing for more than a week has the residents of a rural South Texas county enthralled as they are using horses, ATVs, and even contemplating utilizing a helicopter to find the missing animal. Local businesses have donated nearly 90 prizes and gifts worth more than $5,000, including brisket, frescoes, and salon service as a reward for the person who finds the goat. This just this has just gotten bigger than we ever dreamed. Our county is a really small county, about 20,000 population and mostly agriculture, farming and ranching community. And we're very much one big family. So we're excited that everybody wants to find our goat, said Allison Savage, president of the Wilkie County Livestock Show and Fair. Residents, including families, have been scoring cotton and sugarcane fields since the goat escaped from a pen in the county's rodeo arena near Raymondville on July 15th following a youth rodeo. On Sunday, possible goat tracks were spotted in a cotton field near Layford, south of Raymondville. When the goat first went missing, it didn't have a name, but after a poll on the Livestock Show's Facebook page, the goat was named Willie, short for Willacy County. While the goat has a name, Savage said officials are not sure if Willie is a boy or a girl. The Livestock Show has been posting regular updates on its Facebook page. The search has also been a boon for the Livestock Show as residents and businesses have donated hundreds of dollars to make improvements to the nonprofits arena and other facilities. He's hiding from us somewhere, but we're getting closer. We're going to find him, Savage said. And, here we'll throw a little picture up just in case one of our listeners live in that area. And
anyone watching on YouTube wants to help.
Yeah, need to find Willie. There he is, or she, whatever.
Now, the interesting part of this, Gary, you can learn a lot about a people by what entices them.
Exactly.
So go over again what they're offering as rewards or to entice people to help the search for this goat.
Okay, so they have brisket,
frescoes,
and salon.
What was this? What was the next one?
Frescoes.
Like fresco paintings?
I don't know.
Not frescas, the drink.
No, it's Frescoes. Let's
So those are like
Frescoes.
Frescoes, like wall paintings.
I mean, that's what's coming up when you Google it. It's painting. So there must be someone that owns like a painting shop or something. And then, yes, you got your salon services. So
yes. So the men get the brisket.
Yep.
The women are getting the salon services. Yep. They must have very big hair down in this part of Texas.
Everything's big in Texas.
Mm-hmm. Probably the brisket too.
Oh, I'd be looking forward to.
Well, if this was a game of hide and seek, I think we've found the goat.
And that, my friends, is news of the weird.
That's bad.
That's so bad.
All right, Gary. Well, Gary, I hate to break it to you, but as popular as your News of the Weird segment is, you may be replaced by Channel 8's Aileen Nadiuk.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if you... this was the sportscaster / newscaster I told you was going to be coming to the Tampa area.
Yeah.
Apparently, she made her Channel 8 debut.
Okay.
So you'll want to keep your eye out for her. Mm-hmm. And I think she will be very successful in the Tampa area.
Oh, I'm sure she will.
Have you checked out I sent a link to her Instagram page.
I have not. No. Oh. To my email or to?
I thought it was in the show notes. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I added it later.
I'll have to look. I'll have to look.
Did you read the show notes I gave you?
When? Today?
I'll take that as a no.
I
Jesus
No, I haven't checked
Louise.
my email today, so
Oh,
I'm a little behind on stuff, you know.
yeah, just a little. All right.
Things happen.
Before we go, I just want to thank everybody, Gary, who's been listening and watching our podcast and reading the pieces I've been putting up on the BrianLennonShow.substack.com page. Gary, over the last 30 days, we have nearly 1,000 views of our Substack page.
Nice.
We've added 10 new subscribers in the last 10 days, or 30 days, I'm sorry. So thank you to all those people who are subscribing. Again, just a reminder, you can subscribe free. There's also a paid option. And
we have what we were up to 5, I think. Paid.
Yeah.
I might have to ask for a raise.
Yeah.
We'll keep going.
And
like I just laughed that one off. That's nice.
There was a guest post, Gary, was it this past week or last week? Last week from our old friend Dan Tart, who wrote about the Redskins' new ownership. You can obviously get all of the old podcasts, including Izzy Miller's, Mary Alice's, Salvatore Payne from last week.
Yep.
So be sure to check those out. And then, Gary, we're efforting for next week to have two of the members of Portland Frank, which is a musical group. We're hoping to get Chad and Marty from that band on to talk about their upcoming show at the V Spot here in Scranton. And they will be releasing some more music on Spotify.
Nice.
So they've been working in the studio, and hopefully we'll be having.
Maybe we could talk to them into doing a little acoustic set on the show.
That might not be bad. Maybe we'll try that. The thing is, Chad plays the drums. But I mean, I guess he could keep the beat while Marty strums.
That'd be a bucket nearby somewhere. He could.
No, he has a thing it has a name, but it's like a wooden thing that he sits on.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep. Mm-hmm.
We'll talk to him about that next week, I'm sure.
Yeah, there we go. Sure.
All right, so we have that going on. Yeah. Anything else, Gary, that you?
No. Like I said, it's kind of a. Hopefully, the next couple of weekends should be nice and easy.
Oh, one other thing, one other big announcement, Gary.
What's that?
And we haven't really discussed this yet, but next Tuesday, which is the day we typically record, that is your birthday.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
So happy 40th birthday.
Yep.
To you next week.
Thank you.
Be sure everyone to mention Gary in the comments, wishing him a happy birthday.
Get my birthday suit on that day.
Oh.
Heck yeah. It'll be interesting, yes.
So any special plans, or is it just going to be kind of a low key?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, this weekend I'm not doing a whole lot, and then the weekend after that, after my birthday, probably won't be doing much. Because we're getting ready to come up to PA for that long weekend, so nice, next couple weekends.
Are you flying up or driving up?
Yep, flying up. Yep. So, oh yeah.
All right. Well, enjoy your day, but I'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll figure out something. Okay.
I'll talk to you Sunday.
Very true.
That's going to be all for tonight for the Brian Lennon Show. My name is Brian Lennon. As always, joined by my co-host and producer extraordinaire, Gary McDaniel.
Peace out.
Gary, we got to talk about my hair. What am I going to do with this?